All right, who am I looking at right now? Just everybody? Okay, sounds good.
We'll work. You guys can open up.
How did you feel about the race today? How did it feel for you?
Good. Yeah, I think on the body it felt calm, and I was trying to race as if I was just getting through a round. So that was kind of the goal. It definitely, gets you breathing hard no matter how slow or fast it is, and today was definitely a quicker one. So I was glad, if anything, just thankful to get through safe.
And how do you feel like this season has gone for you as a whole so far?
Great. It was definitely a little worrying at first, just because we plan it so that we can peak right at the right time, and the race we really care about is the NCAA final, which I'm running in 2 days. And I think when you're running early and you've got guys, excellent guys like Matthew, Koskai, and I know the Louisville athlete, running super fast early on, but it took a little bit of time to get through that and realize that I was peaking, and things have gone really well. I think I've kind of hit my stride right when it matters.
So is this the big peak for you, or what about USA's in a couple of months?
That'll be amazing, and I definitely want to duplicate that effort and show that it wasn't a fluke, but this is definitely important to me, and so we're peaking hard for this, but you can bet we're still going to train for that. We'll boost mileage back up and treat it almost as if it was like a second season, so that's kind of my plan.
Why is NCAA is like the big peak?
I left with a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth last year, not because I was like, I trained wrong or I did something wrong. It was my first time running rounds. I've never run an event low enough to have to run around, or never been to enough national meets to run around, and so doing that threw me for a loop, and I was like, dang it, I'd love to put that together and nail it, and so I wanted to come back, and that was one of my main goals, is to just be able to know that I can put it together when it matters.
James, you face obviously the best of the best international competition, in Paris, but just, I mean, with this group of, like you highlighted, Matthew, Joffrey, these guys coming in. There's going to be, a bunch of Kenyans, but 4 freshmen that weren't even part of the NCAA system.
Sure.
Last year. What does that do just from a competitive aspect, just to be like, I get to challenge myself in a global situation before I'm even thinking about a world championship opportunity later this summer.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple people about how excited I am, just because the NCAA it's a semi-pro organization. I mean, this is like the greatest funnel that I think the world has for bringing world-class athletes, and to run in the NCAA, like you were asking earlier, like it feels like a preparation, like one of the best preparations I can have for postseason pro stuff, I guess. And so running against some of these guys like Joffrey and Matthew is super. It's an honor, because I think sometimes people are a little worried and get frustrated that people are coming in, and they're like, oh man, I thought it was going to go this way. I didn't know they were going to come in. But once you're a pro, you race anybody and everybody. So I think you have to be able to race anyone. It doesn't really matter. So I consider it an honor.
How has last year's experience on the big stages, Olympic trials, Olympics, how has that helped you this year?
It's definitely taught me that sticking to the plan that we made at the beginning of the season will pay off. I just have to trust it. That's one big lesson. I think the second big lesson is that I can outrace anybody on the day. And so even if on paper I still haven't run a time that would put me in first, I know that I'm somebody who can outrace people on the day.
How does your fitness compare to the Olympic trials last year?
I'd say it's definitely greater. My workouts have been amazing, at least in my eyes, and I think I have a pretty good idea of where I'm at. So I'm very happy with how things are going.
What do you think it would take to win tomorrow? What time?
What time will take the win? I think whoever wins is going to run the world standard. That's what I think. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Ed said he thought that Henry Rono's meet record could be in danger with the field. What do you think about that?
Oh my goodness, I don't even want to think about that. 8:05 is amazing.
That's a collegiate record, I think.
Oh, true. Meet record's 8:12, 8:13? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yes. Oh my goodness. I was like, I got to go double check with what he said. I was like, I'd be happy to be in that race if we run 8:04, 8:05. But yeah, I think it's very realistic.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.